I think debate is essential as it allows for critical thinking to be developed. And at the end of the day, opinions are what rule the world. You can have facts, but the way, firstly, you present those facts and the way you use those facts, which is most of the time due to a personal reasoning or personal interest or national interest, rules the world.
Hello, welcome to the StudentID podcast by Transpose Magazine and hosted by Leopold and Alice. Today we're super happy because we have Maria Tolosa at the mic. Hello Maria.
Hello. Thank you. First things first, thank you for having me. I think I told you when you contacted me on WhatsApp, but I was super excited. When I remember perfectly when you stopped me we want you, and I'm like, yes, I love this moment. I'm gonna enjoy this and I'm gonna make everything out of it. I'm gonna maximize my experience, so thank you so much.
That's great. We're very happy to have you. For this 10th episode, our opening question is the following. Is there a historical event or figure that greatly shaped your life?
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna say, I wouldn't call it historical because he's still alive, basically. But I feel like a person that kind of shaped how I see the world is Yuval Noah Harari, which is the writer of Sapiens. Not necessarily because I share his opinions or his view, but reading his book and reading all of his work and watching all of the videos that are on YouTube about his conferences, about all of the classes that he takes in the university that he works for. Sorry, I don't know that much information.
It's the Hebrew University.
Yes, in Israel.
In Jerusalem.
Yeah. In a way has allowed me to be more critical about everything that I believe in, and has shaped definitely the way I see things, the way I react, and the way everything surrounds me and how much importance I should give to that. So I would say he kind of shaped it without necessarily putting his opinions on me.
Very good.
Can you share an example?
Oh, this is, I don't want
to you. No.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go a bit, I don't know if it's controversial or not, but I'm gonna talk about religion. So I was baptized, I grew up being a Christian, and little by little I've been losing all my religious beliefs. And especially when I read Sapiens, all of his analysis about religion and the existence of religion really impacted me. And it made me think about a lot of the things. And most specifically on how I see death and how people see death and how death is in a way what shapes people's beliefs and what shapes people's religious belief.
In 2 minutes we got deep.
I get so deep in such a short period of time.
No, it's great. I mean, death is really a question that every human poses itself, what is after death? And what happens if I die or when I die?
100%. And I remember having an existential crisis in my garden one day because I consider myself an atheist. I obviously respect and I understand that people, religion is a very important aspect of people's lives. But in my eyes, it's a social construct that people rely on to answer questions. And that question is, what's after death? So definitely, I had my existential crisis on thinking what's after death. And then I realized I shouldn't be thinking of that. I should be thinking about today. I shouldn't...
Well, it depends.
I mean, obviously, it depends.
If you don't think about death, then what is worth today, you know?
Yes and no, because I understand that thinking about death allows you to understand or know your path in life and understand your objectives and your priorities, but at the same time, in my eyes, and as I said, it's something very personal. If I start thinking about death in order to determine what my objective in life is, I don't know. I feel like there's other things that are more valuable to analyze. Like the people around me, I know they're gonna be. Oh my God, this is such a very straightforward way of saying, but one day they're not gonna be next to me. They're gonna die. I'm gonna die. For me, my priority is optimize every single day that I have.
But you go to that thinking because you know that you have a finite time
obviously.
on Earth.
And I know I'm gonna die, but I don't want to know what's after death. I just know that there's gonna be an end in my life. I don't want to know what's after.
Why?
because it gets like, at least in my eyes, as I don't believe in religion, and I don't believe in the afterlife, I don't believe in reincarnation. For me, all these non-tangible, let's say, things are very hard to, I don't know, to understand in my mind. I don't know, if I start thinking about death, it's just gonna be like a whole circle of what then?
You know, it's fun because like
Could talk for hours about that, yeah.
Well, I'm not religious, and I'm a bit scared by death, honestly. But I like to think that maybe we are surrounded by spirits, and they're like good spirits that can help you or like see you. I think it's a cool vision, you know.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not worried about what's going to happen after death. Like, I'm just scared to die, because I want to do the maximum of here, you know. But I think it's fun to maybe think that there are other things that we don't perceive and we don't know about. And imagine like there are spirits in the room, like listening to us or like judging us. I just think it's fun to think about it. It makes you think that you are just as tiny as that, and there are more things that you don't know, and that maybe, hopefully, we are going to discover later. So that's exciting.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's go back to ESADE.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back.
Can you just introduce a bit yourself for the people that don't know you?
Oh my. So, okay.
Who is MT?
Who is MT? Empty. Empty, like the emptiness, you know? It was like Maria was saying that.
Empty.
That's Maria Tolosa, yes. So, MT. I'll now adopt it. I like it. Sounds
People call you
good.
that way?
No. It's the first person that ever called me like that. But I don't know. I would describe me, okay, I'm gonna be 3 words that describe me. I would say very enthusiastic. I don't know if I'm using any of your
Perfect.
Like I would describe myself as someone very enthusiastic, energetic, but at the same time very simple. Like I might do a lot of things, I might be super busy because I love everything I do. I work in a lot of things. I'm very enthusiastic into discovering, searching, working and meeting people. So also my energy accompanies that enthusiasm, but at the same time I have a very simple life. I've always lived in the same house, I've always been to the same school. There's nothing in my life that would make me stand out apart from my enthusiasm and energy. That's why the simple also goes in it.
Very good description. Very good explanation, actually.
Thank you.
So how did you choose global governance? Why did you choose global governance? We saw that you went to ESADE in 2021 to discover the program. How was that introduction, and what ultimately led you to choose this program?
Just one thing. Did you say your name?
Yes, you did.
Sorry.
No worries. If not, you'll see it in the description of the podcast.
Do you want to give your Instagram?
All right, _ Maria Tolosa. Super easy. Super easy.
She just negated my question.
No.
Now I'll go to that. So, I think actually you were in the conversation one time in the cafeteria, but I was not planning on doing global, nothing similar to it. I actually, 2 years before graduating, my plan was going for a double degree in math and physics. I'm a math enthusiast, so I just did it.
Take it how it is.
And the summer program, I met also incredible people, very international environment, which is what GEL is at the end of the day. And that plus all of the debates that I used to do in high school led to choosing global governance. And that's why I'm here.
I'm just curious about the summer thing in ESADE. Like, what is the day in your life when you're doing this program in ESADE, the summer program? Is it very different from our days at ESADE right now? Or?
Not truly, because actually I already knew professors beforehand. I knew Pedro Aznar because they taught us classes. It was actually the summer program was in the mornings we had class and maybe some afternoons. And especially those international students or international kids that came from abroad, they had the chance to meet Barcelona and have trips through Barcelona. But the classes, I had Jordi Molina in geopolitics, very brief, not going much more in depth. 17-year-old, you're being introduced into geopolitics. At least for me, it was a big clash. I never really saw it. But I really liked it. I had microeconomics with Pedro Aznar, also in the summer program. I had introduction to legal systems with Lorne in the summer program.
But do you think it's a good idea of what ESADE really is, this summer program?
Yes.
Would you recommend people to go?
I would recommend...
If they want to have a better idea of what this university proposes.
Yes, 100%. I think the summer program, if you're doubting into getting into GEL or BBA even, because I think they have their business management summer program too. If you're doubting into getting into the program, go for the summer course. Especially because maybe you're not going to be at ESADE, but at least you have a clear idea of what global governance, international relations, or political science is about. So I would 100% recommend it, but mostly to the people that already have an idea and they just want to dig into that idea.
I think that's brave to go to study in the summer when you're a kid, but that's great. And what is your favorite subject in GEL right now?
Oof, as in today, second semester of second year GEL, I would say strategic thinking. We've covered 2-3 weeks. I like it a lot. I think I said it to a lot of people, but I feel like I'm actually playing a game as I'm studying.
Because it's game theory.
Because it's game theory, basically. But I don't know, I just really enjoy it. Plus Pedro Aznar. I cannot say bad things about him, to be honest. At least as a teacher, I appreciate him a lot. And
as a person, even more?
Yeah, as a person, he's a sweetheart.
What is so special about this guy? You keep talking about it.
No, it's true. It's Pedro Aznar, he's our program director. If you're seeing this, Pedro, I'll send you the link. Hello. Enjoy this. He's just a very heartwarming person. He, at least with GEL and what I've experienced, he is someone that takes care of the students a lot, and he makes sure that the GEL experience is fully optimized for the students.
He genuinely cares about us individually as well.
Individually as well.
He knows your names.
Yes, he knows our names. Before classes, maybe he might stop people and congratulate them on things that is like, wow. Like,
he's very accessible. If you wanted to ask him about anything, share anything, he's there. So it really fosters kind of the GEL kind of community or family in it, because I know for us, as we were third generation GEL and we're just an upcoming program, you're against this BBA, this massive people, you have to kind of put your elbows out and defend yourself more or less. And so he really, really helps us in that as well.
And myself, as a delegate, I also work a lot with him, like delegate meetings and maybe some issues that may arise, or I'm basically the communication channel between him and the class. But he's always so sweet, so open to suggestions, to comments. And I'm telling you, I'm sometimes brutally honest with him. And when I think something is wrong, I tell him. I don't doubt a second. I also know that I can be brutally honest with him. There's people that you have to rephrase your ideas so that it's not as harsh as it can be. But he is so open to suggestions that being brutally honest is an option with him.
So going further into your experience on campus, you're part of the student council, and with your energy and enthusiasm, you've joined the community department, I think.
Yes.
And how's that been? How's the vibe going in the student council? How is your connection with students? What is your number one priority? What do you work on?
I love it. I gotta say, I love it. It's not just the work I'm doing, which as a very social person, through community, I have to work a lot with delegates, the welcome days, and even management and administration, right? But so in that sense, I love it. I love interacting with people. I have no problem speaking to people. I consider myself a big extrovert, sometimes too extrovert. I have no filter sometimes, I gotta admit. But interacting with them brings me a lot of joy. And at the end of the day, I feel like each student of ESADE can bring a new thing, and I can learn from each student a lot, regardless where they come from, who they are, and if we might be more similar or less. And as a whole student council team, it was an open space to make a change, which at the end, that's what we want. It is difficult. We are getting there, but yeah. And as our number one priority from the community is obviously making sure that the student community well-being is there, is established, and that ESADE students, it's a big statement, and it's a statement we still cannot fully and be proud of, but we're looking for it, but that ESADE students are proud of being ESADE students.
You are part of the board of IPEA.
Yes.
This is a new association, International Politics and Economics Association. Can you briefly talk to us about IPEA and your role as head of debates, what you do there and what's the objective?
So IPEA, I think the name already explains it, International Politics and Economics. We want to create a group of students, and we want to create a platform where students can dig into all that it relates to international relations, because it's something, at least from GEL, that we saw that it was lacking. We have a lot of BBA-oriented associations or law, but there was nothing GEL-specific. So I think IPEA is just the best example and the best way for GEL people, or even any student, like we obviously welcome anyone to be part of it and come to our events, to dig into this world and learn about it, because it's very interesting. It's wider than people think. It's not just the UN and maybe the ECB or the European Union. There's much more to it than that, and we just want people to discover. And about more specifically the head of debate, we basically all agreed that public speaking, negotiations, policy making, presentations, everything is essential for all aspects of our lives, but especially for international relations and politics. Politicians have to deal with speaking in public, speaking in front of a camera, even when it's closed doors, negotiation rounds, and we want to foster that. And through the debate department, I'm the head in this case, but I'll treat the whole team equally, to be honest. I work with them as if I was a team member equally, like I don't consider myself any different. But our purpose is having different events where different skills can be developed. So we're obviously going to have an MUN, which is something ESADE was lacking. They have the pre-university MUN.
What is it, MUN?
MUN, Model United Nations. Sorry, for those who don't know what an MUN is, a Model United Nations...
simulation.
Yeah, simulation of the UN. However, we want to maybe change some of the committees and maybe dig it into the European Council, maybe NATO.
Don't spoil it all.
We're not going to spoil everything. We also don't know. 100% not going to lie right now. It's just me and my mind thinking. But that is the idea. That is what the team has spoken. And so we're obviously going to have the MUN. And we're also going to have the IPEA roundtables, which is more on policy making. And it's a competition on, we have a question. And groups and teams have to come up with a policy in order to answer that question. And it's going to be super fun. It's a free entrance, which is also very nice, especially for students. And it's going to be a platform where obviously you practice public speaking, you practice policy making, the critical thinking behind it, but you also get to meet a lot of people, which is also the essence of all ESADE events on campus.
And can you just explain what would be the organization of the MUN? Like, would it be a one-time event, or it would be during a specific amount of time?
Normally, MUNs, depending on the length of them and like the dimensions of them, they tend to take from 3 to 4 days. So that's gonna be a 3 to 4 day event yearly, because there's a lot of organization behind. Okay. The logistics of an MUN are huge, especially because MUNs, regardless of being an ESADE event, normally are offered to all universities, at least in the region.
To have more delegates.
And we're going to take it into a national level. We have...
How many people do you
High
want?
ambitions.
No, we have high ambitions, but they're very realistic because of the network of some of the members. Okay. And a network that it's very reliable. So I got to say that regardless, like we have this motto as a first month of IPEA, that is be ambitious but realistic. We're gonna be ambitious, we want to be ambitious, but we're also very realistic. So we want to take it to a national level, and hopefully in a few years time, probably already when I graduate, have it as an international MUN. International.
And how many people do you want this?
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here. Transpose heard it first. Not even IPEA has heard it first. Right now, our expectation is having around 300 delegates.
Mm-hmm. 300.
I'm telling you, the network, it might be lower. I gotta say, we understand it's a big ambition, but I'm telling you,
we have first edition.
But we have a great network. We have great members. that I'm super proud of and I'm extremely happy to work with, that have a huge network of MUN enthusiasts, which is a big community in Spain, that we believe that we can approach. I mean, 300 might be too big, I gotta admit. Let's keep it into 150. I'm gonna 50% down. But if we take ESADE, which already has for GEL and GDL MUN classes and diplomatic skills classes, then we take other regional universities. So Abatuliba, well, I'm not gonna do a promotion of them, come to ESADE. But other universities, I'm gonna keep it like that, sorry. So we had other universities also, and also at national level.
And what would you debate on, like on building a better world? Or?
It all depends on the committee. So the UN is a very wide organization. They cover mostly all aspects of our lives, if not all. Well, general, but very general, let's say. So we could have different committees. We could have the UN ODC, which is the UN Organization on Drugs and Crime. We could have UN Women, talking about gender equality and women rights. We would have the UN Security Council, which is the basis of an MUN, which is where the 5 permanent members plus other 10 rotatory members are there, discussing more conflict-wise. So
just maintaining peace.
Yes, maintaining
peace.
Exactly.
In the world.
How do you prepare yourself for that? Like the people that, if I'm a delegate,
yes,
what do I prepare?
So normally you would have a guide where more or less the topic will be explained and contextualized, and then you're going to be assigned a delegation, so you would be assigned a country.
You're basically representing a diplomat.
Exactly.
You're a diplomat of a country, you're playing a role.
That sounds so
and you
fun.
have to represent their ideas.
Exactly.
And I'm an MUN enthusiast. I've done MUNs for a couple of years now, I gotta say. For some reason, I've always got Russia, China, or North Korea. I don't know what's going on, but I always get these countries. But it's very fun. And regardless of not sharing opinions, or to a certain extent not sharing opinions, it's still very fun, and like the drama that it generates. And the people that you meet is also lovely.
So first edition next year, probably?
Yes, maybe. Okay, I don't want to say dates because we still do not have them. But next year.
Next year 2025 or when
2025.
2025.
Okay.
So for 2025, be ready as SADE students for the first MUN conference. Okay, what do you value in debating as a whole? Why do you think debating is important in liberal democratic societies?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily limit to liberal democratic societies.
Oh, everywhere.
I do believe that it is where debate is mostly valued. So I understand where the question comes from. But I think debate is essential as it allows for critical thinking to be developed. And at the end of the day, opinions are what rule the world. You can have facts, but the way, firstly, you present those facts and the way you use those facts, which is most of the time due to a personal reasoning or personal interest or national interest, or there's an interest behind, rules the world. Diversity of opinions is what makes a world and a country rich. Regardless of me sharing or not an opinion, knowing that there's another opinion just makes everything much rich in culture and knowledge and in ways to progress and develop.
So we wanted to finish a bit on your presence on campus. We also saw that you are part of Empresa y Sociedad.
Yes.
Can you tell to a one-year student what is this association about in 2 sentences, something like that?
Its focus is mostly on sustainability, but not, let's say, not green sustainability just, but all types of sustainability. Economically, environmental.
I didn't know it was focused on sustainability. I thought it was social.
I know. I mean, social sustainability is also part of it.
Mm-hmm. Is it a Catalan society?
Not necessarily. There's all international students. However, it's a very old association. It's an association that's been on campus for a long time. I think over a decade already, or even 2. Okay. I'm not sure. I don't want to state facts without fully knowing. And so it was kind of like funded by Catalan people. That's why they call it Empresa y Sociedad. That's why the name is in Catalan, basically. But no, it's not necessarily a Catalan. No, like, it doesn't have to do anything with Catalan or Catalan politics. It doesn't have to do anything with it. Okay. It's just a coincidence that the name is in Catalan.
So you're doing sustainable initiatives? Mostly.
Yes, most of the times.
Like big highlight of the year?
So this year, I would say a highlight was having a conference on breast cancer. We brought the Spanish Association Against Cancer to ESADE, and they had a little talk about breast cancer, but more into not just the reasons or the medical reasonings behind breast cancer and like why people have breast cancer, but more the impact they have on the women that have breast cancer and on the men that have breast cancer, because it also happens in men very little times. Yeah, no, yes, men can also have breast cancer. The percentage is very low, like, don't get me wrong, it's not the same as with women.
Is it true that 1 in 4 women get breast cancer?
And now, due to our social lifestyle, let's say, that rate is even increasing.
What do you mean social lifestyle?
For instance, like the environment where we at, like pollution is a big impactor. And also socially, alcohol is very normalized in our societies, even for dinner having a glass of wine. And now it's been proven that alcohol, not even like the minimum, like no alcohol is a solution to breast cancer. Because alcohol can be... No, do not get scared. Do not get scared.
We're going to ask you after what's your favorite club in Barcelona. So
but it is true that changing all of these habits, especially as it's so normalized, it's very complicated. But they say in their studies that say that zero alcohol is a solution. And like,
but when you have it or to prevent it?
To prevent it.
Okay.
To prevent it. Equally as zero nicotine. And now vapes are the new dilemma, because no one knows.
Not a dilemma.
Well, we all know that it's bad, but we do not know how bad they are.
Yeah.
Also, do we want to know, you know?
We deserve to know. we deserve to know.
And we should know.
We should know, definitely.
But I mean, you can know if you search on internet.
Not yet,
No.
because
the academic studies haven't.
It's been a while since they exist.
But
yeah,
not
but,
as
but
long
you
as...
Haven't, you haven't had a period with people using it and you don't see long-term effects.
The long-term effect we can
Exactly.
Maria, are you intimidated by the future?
Whoa, that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I don't think intimidated is the word. I think
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Obviously, there's some type of fear, but I feel like everyone is kind of scared of what could happen, what your life will be like in the future. But I don't think, like, I'm very enthusiastic to see what's there for me. What's the world gonna give me? What I can take from my ages of experience. So no, I wouldn't say intimidated.
Are you searching for something?
Wow, that's a profound. For a second.
In specific, like you say, the world's gonna give me, but are you searching something in specific, or you just embrace what happens?
I just want to be remembered for a change that I did. That's all I'm looking for. In a way, I'm not that specific on what sector, because I still want to dig in more in maybe sustainability or even like consulting, finance, econ. So I wouldn't put the hand in the oven saying like this, but I just want to make a change, and I want to somehow be remembered for that change. I don't need to be a big and wide public. For having 5 people that remember me, I have more than enough.
Are there some people out there that inspire you?
Wow, I don't know. It's so funny because I feel like it's a question everyone has in their life, and these are the typical shower thoughts, or they might see someone, they're like, oh my god, they're my role model. I feel like I don't have anyone in specific that truly inspires me or that is a role model for me. But in general, all of the people that are fighting for good cause and that are just working for what they love, I don't know if their name is known or not, those are the people that inspire me. The people that enjoy what they do and that enjoy life with what they're doing are the people that inspire me. I feel like it's such a big...
The strangers that you know are working on their craft and doing what they love to do.
Yes, and even like maybe I could say like my family that I see working with what they love also inspire me. The strangers that I don't know inspire me. And everyone that is working with what they like and what they love, and they're working hard and they're accomplishing their dreams, those inspire me. So I know it's a vague answer, and I'm very sorry. I know that is not what you were expecting, because I cannot give you a name right now.
Do you have a dream? I'm just thinking about it.
Oh, no.
And what were your dreams when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pop star, but I truly wanted to be a pop star. Actually, I wanted to be in a girl band.
You can be your own version of pop star in politics, or
I could be
like
a pole star.
Oh
no. No.
A pole star. Oh yeah. I got it now.
Actually, that's cool. It's becoming like very trendy now.
It's actually
it's not
trendy.
only in the clubs, you know.
True.
It's a sport now.
You know, I don't know. My dream is living very far, having enough money. Not a lot of money. I don't need to be super rich. I don't have to be a millionaire. But having enough money to live in a country that I love, that I enjoy, without worrying about what's around me, with the people that I love. So that is my dream.
So we asked a friend of yours, it's funny that we talked about it before, to ask you a question. So you probably know who that's going to be.
No.
But so here's the question.
Hi Maria, so my question for you is, reflecting on your journey so far, what do you think has been one key lesson that has been instrumental in shaping who you are today, and why?
Ooh! Yeah, it's so funny, we were talking about her before.
Who is it for the people that don't know?
She's in Rivet. She's my best friend, which I love unconditionally. And she's now, I could say, like a pillar in my life for my mental health and my well-being. So a lesson that I've learned and kind of shows in my way is that giving is more important than receiving. There should be a balance, definitely, and giving for free to people that don't deserve it, it's not something anyone deserves, and it's something that feels bad.
Do you think this... Okay, keep going.
No.
Is there a prerequisite to be deserving? In the sense that, can you not give to people that are not necessarily deserving?
I will never give to someone that is ungrateful to what I'm giving.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think, that is the only prerequisite.
Okay.
If I see that someone is very ungrateful with...
That's different though. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, with...
That's what I would say.
Yeah. If someone is ungrateful with what I can provide to them and what I'm willing to provide to them, I'm sorry, but they don't deserve whatever I'm about to give them. So that, I think that is the only prerequisite, being a bit at least grateful. And that's why I'm saying the balance with receiving. Life, it's all about trade-offs. You give, you receive. But it is true that, at least in my life, in my journey, I've been someone that I've sometimes been too of a giver. I give too much to people sometimes without receiving that much. But it has allowed me to be where I am. It has made me learn. It has made me learn who to trust, who not. And has made me learn how to deal with life better. So I think that is definitely a lesson. And talking about her, if we go back, I would say with her, it's just been the best balance of giving and receiving. Because I will always consider this friendship very special. I have the feeling this is going to be a very long-lasting friendship, which is recorded now. So it will last to history. Mark my words. But I feel like it's going to be a long-lasting friendship because regardless of the distance of where we've been, we've always been able to be there for each other. And regardless of the short time that we've met each other, we, as I told you before, we were able to understand, we are able to understand each other at levels that other people can't. And this is through the giving of either giving by listening. When I say giving, it's not necessarily tangible things.
For sure.
I think giving, it's also being there when someone needs it. Listening, it's crucial. So we give to each other, listening, advice, just being there, being next to you, and then we receive of the rest. It's truly a well-balanced and reciprocated friendship.
That was built in ESADE. Right?
Awesome.
ESADE built this friendship. Come to ESADE if you're thinking of it.
Well, thank you for sharing. What would you like to share with the ESADE community as a final message?
Enjoy every opportunity and take every opportunity you get. Regardless of how stupid you might think it is, the people that are behind it will teach you a big lesson. For the good or for the bad. Like you might like them more, you might like them less, but they will definitely teach you a lesson that will allow you to develop at a professional and a personal level. So all ESADE students, please make sure to optimize your experience at ESADE. I'm not saying this as a student council member, I'm saying this as Maria Tolosa, because that's what I am doing and I'm getting so much out of it. And not just the people, but like everything I've learned. And who I am today is just a reflection of everything I've done, both outside and inside ESADE. So what better way of defining who you are than by putting yourself out? So yes.
Very good. Thank you, Maria, for your time.
Thank you
for representing GEL second year.
Yes.
Talked about a lot of things. Yeah, I'm sure the student community will be glad to listen to this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, share it with a friend. Share it with Ines. Well, she probably is going to have it from you.
I will have I'll send it to her immediately as I see it.
Group chats, whatever you need. And follow Transpose socials on Instagram. Give us a 5-star review and see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.